What's the story, Morning Glory? What is the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of Love During Lockup, Season 4, Episode 26. Let's start off with Justine and Michael. So it's their wedding day, right? Justine and her mother and Michael's mother, and I think both of their Michael and Justine's oldest daughters were able to come with them to the prison to bear witness to their nuptials. So the cameras were not allowed to go in and film the wedding. But when it was all said and done, Justine came out extremely happy. It seems like Michael was also extremely happy because in the confessional, she had Michael on the phone, and Michael sounded really happy that he's finally married to Justine, and he compared himself to Captain Planet. Is that it? Captain Planet, Captain America? I don't know. But they both seemed extremely happy. So Michael's mother went up to Justine, gave her a hug, and gave her a congratulations, told her congratulations, and that she was really, truly happy for them. Justine tells the rest of the family what happened when they get back to the apartment or to the house where everybody's staying, I guess. She tells everybody what happened. All of his children are there, of course. And the whole entire ceremony lasted about 10 minutes. And I'm just like, girl, this is what you wanted for your wedding? When you could have just waited a little bit longer for him to come out and have like a real wedding. This is what you want? You want to get married in a prison in a 10-minute ceremony? That's what you want your memory to be for the wedding? When you have the option of having something just a whole lot better. But like I said before, the reason why is because she's probably very worried that when he comes out, he's not going to want to get married. So, they put him on video chat. He's able to talk with the whole family. And he's coming home actually in 9 weeks. All she had to do was wait 9 weeks, which is what? 2, 4 plus 4. That's 8 weeks. That's 2 months. All she had to wait was about 2 more months. 2 more months. And then she could have had a much better wedding. But anyway, so he's about to come out in 9 weeks. Michael apologizes to his sister and his mom for not telling them that he was getting married. But it seems like the mom and the sister are okay. But they're in the whole aftermath of the wedding. So everybody's in high spirits. Everybody's in a really good mood. Justine, I felt like I don't know. I don't know, whatever. So Justine and Michael, they have their first dance via video. So she's actually like holding the phone up while she's dancing around in the living room, and everybody's sitting around just watching her, which I thought was, very, very awkward. But that's what you got to do, I guess, when you're husband's still incarcerated. Michael then tells her that he has a surprise for her and he wants her to go look outside. So they all go outside to see what the surprise is, and of course it's a brand new luxury car. We don't know exactly what make or model it is because they blurred out the emblem. So I don't know if it was a Mercedes or a BMW or what the hell it was, but it was a luxury car. I don't know if it was brand new or used, but it was new to her. So Justine says that she doesn't know how he gets the money to buy her all of these gifts, and she doesn't ask him any questions. And how did he even coordinate this? How did he coordinate that this car was going to show up, at this particular time for him to be able to surprise her with it? That's just amazing to me. And how he's able to how does he do all of this? And she said she doesn't ask any questions. I'm telling you, I would have been asking questions. He would have felt like he was in the witness box in a courtroom and I was the DA interrogating him. I would have been asking so many questions. So her mom does not like any of this. Her mom does not want to have anything to do with Michael and his money and how he gets his money and all of that. Her mom doesn't want nothing to do with it. And as much as he spent on that car for Justine, I hope and pray that he's spending 10 times that much on his 4 or 5 children, however many children this man has. Because I was kind of wondering, are you taking care of your children as well, Michael, while you're buying Justine? Because she says that he has bought her jewelry, he has bought her furniture, he has bought her expensive steaks. The steaks that you eat. She said she came home one day and there was like a box of expensive steaks in there. So with all the money that he's spending on Justine, Michael, I hope you're spending 10 times that much on your own children, because I understand that was your wedding day and you wanted to surprise your bride with a brand new car, but what did you give your kids? What are you giving your children? How much do they have in their college funds? So Justine says in her confessional that Michael, he's a boss and he just makes things happen. Girl, you better start asking questions. Now that the two of you are united in marriage and his problems are going to be your problems and his financial issues are going to be your financial issues, you need to start asking some questions. Don't be like Teresa Giudice, just accepting things and signing things and not asking any questions and, putting her signature on everything. Don't be like that. Wake up, keep your eyes and your ears open and ask questions. Please ask questions, because you don't want to end up behind bars, like him in a few years, because you weren't asking the questions and you were just allowing things to happen and him just doing whatever the hell he wanted as long as you were living a certain kind of lifestyle. Moving on to Chelsea and Mikey. So Chelsea, she goes to see her friend. She's at her friend's house and her friend decides to call her friend doesn't decide to call the prison. Chelsea, I think, asked her to, I don't know, but anyways, the friend calls the prison to find out where the hell is Mikey, because they're getting all of this conflicting information. Some people are saying he had a stroke, he's in the hospital. Other people are saying he's just fine and ain't nothing wrong with that man. So the friend calls the prison and the prison says that he is not in the hospital, but the prison also suggests that they should contact his mother, because his mother is the only person of contact that is allowed to receive, I guess, certain information on him. So the friend calls Pamela, which is Mikey's mom, and the mom says that Mikey did have a stroke and he was transported to a bigger hospital. The mom plans to speak with the lawyer to assist her in getting Mikey's medical records, I think, because they're protected under the HIPAA law. So she wants to try to get his medical records. I'm not sure exactly for what, because I'm thinking, wouldn't the doctors just talk to her and tell her what's really going on with her son? Like, I don't understand any of this. So then Chelsea wants to go with the mother, where the mother goes to see the lawyer, and the mom is like, okay, sure, that's fine. But the friend is extremely worried for her because, she says that she's an easy target for people to take advantage of. So later on, we see that Chelsea got an email finally from Mikey, and the email said that he got out of the hospital and is going back to the prison. Her dad comes over and she tells her dad that she's going to go see Mikey's mom, I think, and they're probably going to go see Mikey. The dad isn't happy about this at all. So her and her dad, they kind of get into it about Mikey. Her dad is like, you just really picked the wrong choice of men. This is not a good idea. I don't think this is the right guy for you. And she's like, I love him, but I love him. And the dad tells her, well, he has got that teardrop tattoo at the corner of his eye. And you know what that means, right? That means that he's either done at least 10 years in prison or that he's killed someone. And she's like, I don't care. She's like, and I don't care. I love him. Now, I don't know if that still stands true with the whole teardrop tattoo. I remember like way, way back in the day, I think it was sort of like significant when someone had a teardrop, but I feel like people just get them just to get them. I don't think there's any real meaning behind them anymore. So she says she's going to go see her man because she loves him, so on and so forth. And when they cuss each other out, her and her dad, because they're like signing and they're saying like bad words in sign language, it is hilarious to me that the show blurs out their hands so that we don't see the cuss words that they're signing. So good luck, Chelsea, in all of that, because like I said, Mikey, he has been learning sign language, and because he's got all the time in the world to learn it, he's in prison. And then when he comes out, I don't think he's going to have the patience for her. I don't think he's going to have the patience at all for her. Yeah, but we shall see. Moving on to Emily and Dowry. So Emily is the one where her boyfriend, whatever, Dowry, he's in prison, and she is his power of attorney, so she has control of all of his money. So she finally decides to go meet Dowry's old cellmate by the name of Smoke to give him the money that I guess Dowry had promised to Smoke. So that scene to me was completely like confusing as heck, because Emily was so adamant about, I'm the scammer, I'm scamming him being her boyfriend, Dowry. I'm scamming him. He was stupid enough to make me power of attorney, so I have control of all of his money. And I'm not giving Smoke anything. I'm not giving him a red cent. I'm in control of this money, and can't nobody make me give him any money. She was talking all big and bad about how she wasn't going to give Smoke any money. And in the beginning of her scene, she's on her way to go meet Smoke. So they go meet somewhere like on a bridge or something. And when they first meet, she introduces herself and she reaches out to shake his hand. He was like, "Oh, I'm not shaking your hand," because he's upset with her. Evidently, Emily and Smoke do not see it for each other. Smoke does not like Emily because he feels like she's taking too much control over his boy Dowry. And when they were locked up together, he didn't like how Emily was moving. He didn't like how Emily was treating, his friend Dowry or whatever. So he really doesn't see it for her. She don't see it for him either. Now, she doesn't like him because when Dowry was cheating on her, yeah, when her boyfriend, who was locked up in prison, was cheating on her, supposedly Smoke was co-signing it and was like helping him cheat or trying not to stop him from cheating or something. So Emily really doesn't see it for Smoke either. So Smoke himself, he just got done doing 10 years. And the first thing he wants to address to Emily was how Emily disrespected him. And how Emily disrespected him, I guess, by not giving him the money. I don't know. Emily, okay, we talked about that, how she doesn't really care for him because he co-signed to Dowry cheating on her. And Smoke says he doesn't like how Emily disrespects Dowry. So they go back and forth. They start exchanging words. Emily finally gives him the money. She kind of like hands him the money, but then lets it drop or something. So she ends up giving him the money, and then she turns around and she leaves. And as she's walking away, she starts crying. And I know it's that kind of cry that came from anger. She was just so angry at this guy. It wasn't from like sadness or anything. She was just really pissed off. So she starts crying because she's just so angry with him. And I'm thinking to myself, girl, you're going to let a man in prison and his dumb friend stress you out like this? There is a whole psychology to people who want to date inmates. Now, I can understand if you were dating somebody before they were incarcerated, or you were married to them before they were incarcerated, and you want to continue the relationship while they're behind bars and, be there for them until they come out. Okay, that I get. I just don't understand the people that specifically go looking for people who are incarcerated. I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm not saying it's bad or good. I just want to know the psychology behind reaching out to people, wanting to date people that are incarcerated, that are very limited in what they can and cannot do. The prison controls when you can talk to them, when you can see them, all that other stuff. You can't physically touch them or be with them, or like, what is the psychology behind people who seek that out? I'm just fascinated by this. So then Emily later on meets up with her friends at a bar, and she tells them what went down with Smoke and giving him the money and their argument. And their friends they don't see it for Emily and Dowry. They don't like this whole relationship. They don't care for Dowry. They don't want Emily to be involved with this. But Emily is like, when have you known me to not be in a relationship that was interesting? So basically, like, she lives for the danger of it, or not the danger. She lives for stuff that are not conventional. Okay. Having a regular schmegular boyfriend on the outside who clocks in and clocks out, has a 9 to 5. That's just too boring for her. She's got to do something outrageous. So one of her friends says that when Emily talks really big about how she's scamming Dowry, that she's scamming the scammer, that she's running this con game on Dowry, the friend says that it's just all talk. It's just all big talk. And that's not how it really is. That's not how she really is. And that in actuality, Emily is a very vulnerable person. And that's how I get it. I think what's going on with Emily, I think Emily just wants, and I think for a lot of people who seek out prisoners, they feel like they're going to have someone to really love them, or to put up the facade that they really do love them. I think they're just seeking attention and love. And they want to pretend that when this incarcerated person is giving all of their time and attention to you, then this is what love is. And that's what they want to experience. They want to fool themselves into believing that, okay, I'm in a real relationship with this person, really does love me. But in actuality, they ain't got nothing else to do. They ain't got nothing else going on behind bars. So they're going to write you 10 letters a day. They're going to talk to you, 100 times a day. They're going to profess their undying love to you because they don't want you to stop communicating with them because they're bored to death. So, yeah, moving on. Melissa and Louie. So Melissa's the one where her and Louie's the one that's incarcerated doing, like, I don't know how many years. I think he's been in there almost 10 years or something. Louie's the one that, they went to school together, went to high school together. They didn't know each other in high school. They didn't run in the same crowd, but she always had this crush on him. So now that he's in prison, she was able to, stick her fingers into him. And now they got this thing going on. So she's on her way to go meet his mother. She's from New Jersey, right? So they went to school in New Jersey. Everything happened in New Jersey, but at some point, Louie and his mom and his family, I guess, moved to Georgia. That's where he's incarcerated, and that's where his mother lives. So she comes down to Georgia. In the last episode, she got to see Louie, but she got to see him when he was at work because he's in some type of a program, low security, I think, where the prisoners actually go to work and then they go back to prison when they're done working or something. So she was able to see him while he was working, and they spent a little bit of time together. They made out for a few minutes, and then that was it. So now she's on her way to go see his mother. So when she arrives, the first thing first of all, when Louie's mother first opened the door at the very same time in their New Jersey accents, they both said, "Hi, how are you?" at the same exact time. They said that to one another. So, the mother shows her around the house and she takes her to Louie's room and she tells Melissa, "I've kept his room the same. I haven't changed to anything since he went away," which I think was like nearly 10 years before. And so Melissa asks the mother, "Can I take a picture on his bed?" So she gets on the bed and she takes a selfie of herself, obviously, which she's going to be sending to Louie at some point. So then the mother asks her, "Why were you so late?" And Melissa tells her, "Well, because I stopped by to see Louie." And the mom was really upset about that because she knows that her son cannot have any visitors while he's working or whatever during the day. So the mother says that, "I have worked too hard for the past 9 years and 8 months to risk him getting more time on his books because, you just had to go see him and violate the rules." So the mother asks her, "So what are your intentions with my son?" And she says, "Well, we're going to be together when he comes out." And the mother says, "Well, when he comes out, he's going to be staying here and he's going to have to stay here for at least 2 years. So what are your intentions now, sweetheart?" So then the mom tells her that when Louie comes out, he plans to become a yoga instructor. And Melissa had no idea. So Melissa, that should be a red flag right there. Okay, he's telling his mom all of his hopes and aspirations and his goals and stuff, and he ain't telling you crap. So Melissa was surprised because she had no idea that Louie wanted to be a yoga instructor. And she even told the mom, "I don't really see him being a yoga instructor." So the mom was like, "Girl, let me tell you what's been going on. Let me tell you the real deal. Not only has he been taking yoga lessons in prison so that he can become certified at some point, but his yoga teacher is a young lady, and she's volunteered her time to go to the prison and give yoga lessons, and she's going to help him become certified." So Melissa automatically gets jealous. She's like, "Oh my God, who is this yoga instructor? Does he think she's hot? Do they got something going on more than yoga? Who is she?" So yeah, the insanity now ensues where she's going to be on the hunt for this yoga instructor to find out who the hell she is and what's really going on between the yoga instructor and Louie. Moving on. We get a little tiny snippet of Mark and Sensei. So Mark is the guy that lives in Las Vegas, and he's the one that said that he doesn't have a chance with any of the social media influencer chicks. Like, he'll never have a chance with them. So he decided to date women in prison. So Mark, between social media influencers and incarcerated women, you cannot find anything in between that you feel like you could have had a better chance with. Okay, so He receives a call from Sensoray, and he comes up with this brilliant idea to impregnate Sensoray so that she can be released from prison sooner, because he had heard something about if a female inmate becomes pregnant, they will reduce her time. And he tells her, even though you're going to have to take care of a kid, you get your time reduced in prison. Is this real? Is this even real? It seems too stupid to even make up, so it must be real. So Sister Ray, thank God, she's like, hell no, I'm not doing that. That is stupid. If I do decide to have a child, it's going to be in the normal way where, you know, me and my partner will be together, raising our child together. Yeah, I'm not doing any of that. And then he talks about, well, let me just send you a vial and you can use that. And she's like, well, if you send me the vial, if anything, I'm going to throw it away. Mark says that when people ask him if he has children, he usually says no, but he does have two offsprings from him donating his sample, or donating his sample. He does have two sons from that, and he says that he did it because he wanted to help out these women to have children, and he wanted to know what his children would look like. And we're just gonna leave that at that. That was just bananas to me. Absolutely bananas. He actually suggested that she become pregnant just to be released a little bit sooner. And I don't even think that's true. I think they just take the baby away from the inmate if they end up becoming pregnant in prison. They just take the baby away and you still got to do your time. Anyway, I don't know how that works. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please do not forget to rate the video and subscribe if you like this content. And I'll definitely talk to you later.